You are now watching M.O.D. Entertainment. Make sure you subscribe and check out the playlist.
I grew up hearing gunshots in the late night. Ghetto bird, police sirens as a mother cries. Just another victim of the Soundbrown genocide. Locals posted locked and loaded, ready to take lives. And when they heard the chief late, they would duck up out of sight. Like your car when the sun down, it was mission time. You had to stay alert cause bullets always travel blind. We stayed posted, we stayed drinking and we getting high. Marchando down the enemy's neighborhood as we ride. Put the hood, put the glica sample, fuck their side. No regrets, but the truth is no peace of mind.
G-Files.
Now here you have North Park locals. Now North Park locals, yeah, they're not norteños. I don't know why people say that they're norteños. They're not norteños. And I have already explained the color coordination to people. Just because you see a guy wearing the color red does not mean that they're norteños or nothing like that. Or because it has North on the title of it. Nah, North Park is an actual park in San Diego. So it's an actual location. You know what I mean? And that's what they named themselves after. You know what I mean? Kind of like South Park. There's a South Park. There's East Park, West Park. You know, throughout California, you have parks that are named after sides, cities and areas that are named after sides. You know, so just because it has North on the title does not make it a norteño neighborhood. So they're their own neighborhood. Been right there in San Diego, representing for a cool minute. They waited, they active. They put in work. You know what I'm saying? You definitely hear about them. You definitely see them up. You know what I mean? Representing through, North Park. So throughout those back ends and those back streets is where you can find them doing their thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, like I said, for the sur, you know what I mean? So don't get it twisted, homie. There's Sureños that definitely put in work and hold it down. Shout out to the homie Slow from North Park, and shout out to all the homies right there from North Park that be representing for their barrio. You feel me? Now here you have KPC. Now KPC used to be a tag banging crew that became a neighborhood in the 80s. They were around in the 80s, didn't become a neighborhood until the 2000s. But this was a large tag banging crew because you could also find them in Orange County. You could also find them in LA. You know, it's the same thing. The neighborhood stands for, has different meanings, but, you know, they make it stand for Calle Palomar Criminals, because they are in Palomar. That's the street that they claim as theirs. Not only that, but you can find them through Fifth, through those back ends. On the harbor side, Parque is also where you can find them. You can find them in different locations. And they're definitely with the business, homie. They active, they deep. Like I said, man, for it being a tag banging crew before, it was pretty large. So they deep and they active. You definitely see the hit ups, of these guys. You see the hit ups everywhere. So they do get up a lot. You do see the numbers. You know what I mean? You do see the activity by these guys. So right here is their birthplace, their home place, the deepest one that they have, because like I said, they're in LA and OC, but they're a lot smaller over there. Right here they're larger in size. You know what I mean? Over here in SD, like I said, Fifth, throughout these back ends in Chula Vista. And yeah, man, right here they got riders, and they definitely be representing right there for their barrio and holding it down. You know what I mean? The crazy payasos clica, as they also say. You know what I mean? Yeah, but that's what's up with KPC right there. You know what I mean? Here you have Clown Nation. Now, Clown Nation is one of the ones that I can't confirm if it's a neighborhood, but that's what they write. But I can't confirm that. They're right here in SD. You know what I mean? Is where you can find this. They used to be a tagging crew. Then now they write 1-3. But like I said, I'm not sure if they're 1-3. But that's what they write. But that's when you see KN. That's what it is. Clown Nation. You know what I mean? I also seen it written Calle Nueve, but I can't, like I said, I can't confirm that. But that's what they write. Seems, they go at it with the neighborhoods on that outskirts, the southeast of San Diego, and yeah, man, they right there representing and holding it down. You know what I mean? Now here you have Palm Avenue. Now Palm Avenue is a neighborhood that's different from Palm City, from Hell. There's Palm Avenue. Uh, you don't really see them up as much. They were kind of like a smaller neighborhood that was around in the 80s. But occasionally you still see it up, here and there, and right there representing for the Palm Avenue, locals right there, putting it on the map. Now here's another large neighborhood. Now, not to be confused, because I know sometimes you see the Southeast San Diego or Southside San Diego, or South San Diego, or you know what I mean, or East Side San Diego. It's not the same neighborhood. These are all different neighborhoods. No relations between them. You know what I mean? Right here you got East Side San Diego. So East San Diego right here, the Vogels Gang. That's like their clica. It's a large neighborhood, man. These guys are, you can find them throughout the whole east of San Diego, going at it with those neighborhoods on those outskirts. They're definitely large. They with the business, homie. They deep as fuck. You definitely hear about these guys. You know what I mean? You can't even say you don't. You see the graffiti, you see the activity. You know what I mean? These guys even made the news a few times. Like I said, man, they definitely active. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, online you can find a report where it even says that uh, uh, the law enforcement concentrates on that neighborhood out there on those outskirts, because of all the mischief and criminal activity that they be doing. You know what I mean? So yeah, these guys definitely kick it up, man. They keep it active, and they put in their work. You know what I'm saying? They're an old school neighborhood as well. You know what I mean? Said to go back since like the 60s. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is east of San Diego, and right here representing for their neighborhood, and definitely holding it down, and putting it on the map. Going at it with those vitals out there on those outskirts, and you know what I mean? Holding it down. All right, here we have the City Heights neighborhood. Now, the City Heights neighborhood, not to be confused, because I know people see, like, they see junior hit ups and they think that the vital is called juniors. Junior's actually a clique, because they do have cliques. City Heights is juniors, Van Dyke Street and Insane Criminals is their cliques, right? They spell out their cliques, but it all falls under the City Heights neighborhood. So the vital is called City Heights. You know what I mean? Right here in SD. Now, City Heights, roughly large. Like I said, they're roughly large because, people think that every time they see like Juniors or Van Dyke Street or Instant Criminals, they think that it's its own separate neighborhood, but it's all one neighborhood, that falls under City Heights. You know what I mean? So you have the Juniors, the Van Dyke Street, and the Insane Criminals, representing for City Heights. Large, pretty old school, you know what I mean? His neighborhood has been set to go back 60s, 70s, you know what I mean? Um, and they handle their own, man. These fools ain't no chumps. They ain't no pushovers. You definitely see them up. People like to see it like, oh, okay, it's nice. It looks nice. Like I said, a lot of areas in San Diego look nice, because of the design, the culture, and everything like that. Not only that, but the gangs in SD are heavily rooted into like the whole Pachuco culture, the oldie culture, the lowriders, because they got some of the best lowriders. I mean, don't get me wrong, LA has some nice car clubs, but SD's car clubs también, man. These shits are, man, these lowriders are chingones, you know what I mean? So they're heavily rooted in the whole Pachuco culture, you know what I mean? Still to this day, kind of like, like everywhere else, it's kind of like already like, it's more modernized, while SD is still like more of the old school, which is chingon, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's City Heights right there. So it looks nice, but just because it looks nice doesn't mean anything, is what I'm trying to pretty much say. So that's what's up with City Heights right there, representing, holding it down, and definitely active, and be putting in work for the barrio. Now here you have East Side San Diego, Deadly Aztecs. Um, DA is how you see it. Now they're holding it down for the east of Diego, so the east side of San Diego, kind of like the Vagos is. It's like they represent San Diego, but it's like they hit it up like if it's a separate neighborhood. You get what I mean? But it's all falls under the east side San Diego. That's why I have them separate right here, because just the way that it's hit up, It's kind of like if it's two different neighborhoods, like the clica itself, like those are the Vagos, these are the Delhi Aztecs. Don't really have that. Couldn't get a hold of nobody from this video to really, like make sure, or maybe somebody will leave it in the comments. Hopefully, you know what I mean. But yeah, just wanted to throw it out here just in case, show the respect, you know what I mean, for these neighborhoods that be holding it down right here for SD, you know what I mean. Now here you have Iris Avenue. Now Iris Avenue Locals is a real neighborhood. No taggers, none of that. It's just a very small neighborhood that's right here by Colorado and Iris Avenue, almost close to Nestor's neighborhood is where you find the Iris neighborhood. Roughly small, you know what I mean? They roughly always been small, been around since the 70s, 80s, you know what I mean, is where this neighborhood, like I said, they never been like large like the rest of the neighborhoods around there, their counterparts, but nonetheless, man, these homies are with it. They put in work. You definitely hear about them. You can't even say you don't. You know what I mean? Like I said, they may not be as large, or may not be. They may not hit up as much as like these other neighborhoods, but they're definitely around because you definitely hear about these fools putting in work and banging for their hood, putting it up on the map. I should know. I got a homie. Shout out to Lefty from the Iris. You know what I mean? And I know homie with it. I know he's down. I know I know they put it on the map. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, they right there, going at it with the surrounding neighborhoods and still representing to this day right there, and putting it on the map.